YouTube, it's your girl Zaria and I'm back with another video. Today I'm finna be going outside to the quad and I'm finna be asking these college students their basic knowledge to see what they know and what they don't. Before we get started, like, comment, subscribe, turn on your notifications so you don't miss none of our posts, and we finna get right into this video. Alright, can I get your name?
Keyshawn.
Okay, so on a scale from 1 to 10, how smart are you?
9.
Alright, so how many years is in a decade?
10.
How many years in a century?
100.
How many in a millennium?
25.
How many years is in a millennium?
A millennium?
Yes.
I don't know.
Just think of a number.
I'm going with 25.
25?
25.
It's way higher than that.
100,000.
No. It's 1,000.
1,000?
Yeah. I
Okay.
got one last question. So if you got a dozen of donuts and a dozen is 12 cents for each dozen, how many is 100 donuts?
You said I got 12 donuts and it's 12 cents a donut?
12 cents a dozen.
A dozen, and I got
How many for 100 donuts?
100 donuts. 120.
No. Each dozen is 12 cents. So one dozen is 12 cents.
Oh, okay.
So how many for 100 donuts?
Is it $12?
Each donut is 1 cent and one dozen is 12 cents. So how many for 100 donuts?
Oh. It's not $1. It's 1 cent a donut.
Right, 1
And
cent
you got
a donut.
100.
Right.
So $1.
Right.
Okay.
Nana, Dariana.
Alright, so which one of y'all smarter out of the two of y'all? You smart? Okay. So we finna test your basic knowledge. Alright, so your easiest question I got for you. How many years in a decade?
10.
Alright, how many in a century?
100.
Alright, how many in a millennium?
1,000.
Yeah. Alright, I got one last question. So y'all got a dozen of donuts, and a dozen is 12 cents for one dozen. So how many for 100 donuts?
You said what?
A dozen of donuts is 12 cents. So how many for 100 donuts?
A dozen is 12 cents. 12 times 100.
What's that?
$1.20.
$1.20?
Yeah, so you gotta do 0.12 times. Is it $1.20 or is it
Y'all gotta tell me. It's $1.20?
Yeah.
No, listen, just listen. 12 cents for one dozen. So how many is 100 donuts?
Oh, wait, so, wait, now, not 100 of them. 100 donuts exactly. I know shit. Let's see. I pull out my
Alright, use your
calculator.
calculator.
100 by 12. So it's a dozen of them. And they eat $1.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
You get it. Good.
I thought you said Naya. Okay, Maya.
Okay. How long you been going to Harris though?
3 going on 4 years.
Alright, so I got some questions for you. So, is you smart?
Girl, yeah.
Okay, on a scale from 1 to 10, how smart you say you is?
Like 8.5.
Alright, so the first question. You know how many years is a decade?
10.
Alright, how many is a century?
100.
Dang, she is smart. How many is a millennium?
I really don't know. 1,000?
Yeah. Alright, I got you one last one. So you buy a dozen of donuts, they 12 cents each. How much is 100 donuts?
$12. No. How much is 100 donuts?
How much is 100 donuts if one dozen is 12 cents each?
Why? I'm not good at math.
Alright, one dozen of donuts is 12 cents.
Right.
They 12 cents for one dozen. So how many is 100?
12.
Yes.
Okay.
So how many for 100 donuts?
not good
one
at math.
dozen is 12 cents. 12 cents for one dozen. Each donut is worth 1 cent. And you get a dozen, that's 12 cents. How many is 100 donuts?
$2. Duh.
Oh. A dozen.
I'm done. I don't know.
I'm here with
Sierra.
All right, Sierra, is you smart?
Yes.
How you know you smart?
My GPA,
What's your GPA?
3.6.
All right, so on a scale of 1 to 10, how smart are you?
Like a 8.
Do you know how many is in a decade?
10.
All right. Okay, so how many is in a century?
I don't know.
How many is in a millennium?
It's like 1,000.
1,000?
Yeah.
All right, you got that one right. So how many is a century? Hey, Tiara, come help her out.
Sierra don't know shit.
How many years in a century?
22.
No, it's the 21st century. It's the 21st century, Zaria. Stop doing that.
No, how many years is in a century?
Oh, 10. No, 20. I think it's 20.
What's your final answer?
1.
1?
Yeah.
In a century?
Yeah.
It's 20 years in a century.
My YouTube video, can I get your name?
Brandy.
All right, so I know you smart. You smart, right?
Yeah.
How many years in a century?
100.
Hi, how many a decade?
10.
How many is a millennium?
1,000.
She is smart. All right, so you got a dozen of donuts, and a dozen is 12 cents. So how many for 100 donuts?
100 cents.
Yeah, she's smart.
$1.
Hey, Maya.
All right, can I get y'all name?
My name's Star. I'm Terion.
Imani.
Jonisha.
All right, so who the smartest out of all y'all? You smartest? All right, we gonna test your.
Hell no.
We finna test your basic knowledge. All right.
Say you be careful.
All right, we gonna test your basic knowledge. How many years is in a decade?
3,000 something.
Out of pocket for that shit. Way out of pocket. What do you gain from that?
I don't know.
3,000 something? How many years is in a decade?
That's 12, right?
Hell no. To the no, no, no.
I mean, 10, man. My bad. 10.
All right, how many in a century?
100.
How many in a millennium?
1,000.
Yeah, y'all smart. All right, I got one last question. Y'all got a dozen of donuts, and a dozen costs 12 cents each. How many for 100 donuts?
So you multiply that 12 times 100. Is it 122?
No.
1,200, right? 12. I mean, no, it's 24.
No.
It's
One dozen of donuts.
$24?
One
$22?
No.
No, wait, you say
One dozen is 12 cents.
$1.44. Wait,
No.
one dozen of them is 12 cents. So how much for 100?
How much for 100?
$12.
No! No!
Right?
$12?
You said I'm dumb as fuck, don't I? Hell no. Look, I
No.
ain't slow, y'all on YouTube. Because I ain't slow.
One dozen costs 12 cents. So how many for 100?
You dumb as fuck, you said. A dollar and something?
$1 and what?
They only 12 cents. So they only gonna get
$12.
Y'all, I'm trying to leave.
No.
What you said? Say
All right.
one more time.
Just listen. So one dozen of donuts is 12 cents. So how many for 100 donuts?
Okay, wait. I'm thinking
12 cents. 12 donuts. A dozen is 12. They're 12 cents. So how many for 100?
How many 12s is in 100? I ain't finna play with y'all. Y'all got me up on here looking motherfucking slow. I ain't slow, y'all. I'm dumb as fuck. I'm learning.
We not dumb, we just don't know.
All right, y'all got one last try.
The one last try, we don't
All right,
want it.
12 cents.
Okay.
12 cents each. You got that? No.
Yeah, a dozen is 12.
A dozen is 12. And each donut is 1 cent. A dozen is 12. And then you get 100 donuts.
Fuck, it's $1.
Yes, it's $1. She got it. Give me
Then I
my
just
time.
said
Come on.
$1 something.
Yes.
I was slow. Nah, fuck y'all.
Okay, so what's your name?
Jade.
What's your name?
Noah.
Okay. Y'all smart?
No.
Oh my God!
No? So we finna test your basic knowledge. How many years in a decade?
10.
Okay, how many in a century?
100.
Yeah. How many in a millennium?
1,000.
Yeah. Okay, I got one last question. So if y'all get a dozen of donuts and a dozen cost 12 cents each, how many for 100 donuts?
$12.
Hold on, you said I got how many donuts?
Okay, you get each dozen of donuts cost 12 cents.
Right.
So how many for 100 donuts?
For 100 donuts? Hold on. 100 divided by a dozen is 12. 8 times $1.